Good morning. Entrepreneur Pitfall number 26 is about websites. So, I'm doing a little different today. I'm actually doing it outside and I literally just woke up, but I have to get 4 videos done today. That's right, count it 1, 2, 3, 4, because I have been so busy with going and doing some educational seminars and doing some networking and doing some other things that were involved in my business that I didn't have a chance to do my videos. But we will talk about that in number 27 because that's prioritization. But anyway, so today is about websites, and really the reason why we're doing it about websites today is that I have noticed that when it comes to websites, it is a humongous issue in the small business or in the startup world when it comes to entrepreneurs. Some people, the problem is really literally that they don't have the money to get a website up, or they believe they don't have money to get a website up. The second problem might also be that people have not realized just yet the importance of having an online presence because they know people that don't have one that may be selling, but we'll talk about some identifiers and solutions in a minute. And then the third thing is going to be that people do not necessarily understand technology. So those are the problems. Problems are don't have a website because you don't know, because you can't afford one, or because you don't know how important they actually are, or you don't really understand technology. So what are some identifiers that you happen to be going through this? If you have sat and said to yourself, I know I need a website, but I just don't have time to deal with that right now. Or I know I need a website, but I can't afford to get one and I don't really know what steps I need to take. Or the other thing is when your business has outgrown the reach that you personally have yourself. So you've outgrown the touch of touching other people. You've done a lot of networking already and you feel like you probably have already milked that pond for everything that it has. So those are your identifiers. So let's talk a little bit about some solutions and some things that people, and some tips or tricks that people just honestly need to know. So the first thing is you can get a one-pager, or some places call it a brochure website, where it's literally just one page, and you can go and get a template for that. There are a lot of different solutions that are inexpensive. So the first thing, you can hire someone that doesn't charge a lot to put up a one-pager. Number two, you can actually learn how to put together a WordPress by yourself. We've talked about this multiple times. There are videos for everything that can teach you how to do it. And then number three is that you can choose a solution that's really easy, like Wix or Square. Now that's the least expensive the least expensive solution for you. The thing that you need to understand is that I really don't suggest that you keep a Wix site if you're going to do one, because the truth of the matter is that whenever you have a Wix site, you're not as readily available to people when they search online for you as you would be if you just had your own website with your own domain and people were able to be pointed directly to your website. But another thing about that is that if people know that you have a Wix site, it kind of shows that you haven't invested in your business, or that you don't believe that your online presence is important. Now, there are lots of people that have businesses that do not have a website, but it really depends on the product or the service that you offer, because there are some people that literally can get away with that. There are some people that can go years without having an online presence, but the other thing you want to consider is how many more people could you be reaching if you had an online presence and if you were actually managing that online presence. So then, of course, that's number two. So then, of course, the next thing is knowing that a website is an investment, understanding that there are some places where you can go and you can invest like $300, $400, $500 on your website, but you need to know that you get what you pay for. So since I'm talking about pitfalls, let me just share a story with you guys. When I first started my business in 2011, I believe in 2000, I didn't get a website until 2013. And then at that time, I invested about $875. And I had an absolutely beautiful site. And it was like a little boutique site, and it was awesome. But the problem was my business shifted into another direction in less than a year and a half. So So what happened was is that what I had was no longer applicable to what I was actually doing, because believe it or not, Velvet Rope Experience started out as more of a concierge service. But then I decided, no, that's not the direction I want to go. And you'll learn as an entrepreneur that you will shift gears, and that's okay. That happens. So once I shifted gears, my website honestly was just no longer, it did not benefit me in any way because the prices weren't right, the pictures didn't match what I was doing, and so I needed to go and I needed to reevaluate it and I needed to have it redone. But the problem was at that time I didn't have the cash flow to get it taken care of. So so my story is I had a wonderful website guy, but I ended up going back to them to have it redone. And at that time, he was doing something a little bit different. So I actually got one of his employees who didn't quite understand exactly what it was that I was trying to accomplish. So even though I was investing yet another $570 something that I did not have to upgrade the site, the truth of the matter is that they were really kind of rebuilding, and he was doing it for me at a discount. So I said all of that to say that for the next 8 or 9 months, I went through this whole odyssey. Like, I had a cousin that was working on my site for me. They had some issues with the code, and so it didn't go up. And then finally, I found this person that was really willing to help me with doing what I needed to do to get my website up. And she is absolutely amazing. So shout out to Kibby Thomas of the Publishing Shack, who is now currently working on my website to get me up and get me going. But the important thing that you guys have to know is that getting a website can be difficult. So you have to go, and just like everything else with your business, you have to do some research. Number one, you have to check the company that's doing your website. That's the first thing. And then you should check with their references. Go look at the other websites that they've done. Check their work and see if they're good at it. Number three, make sure that it's affordable to you, because you may be able to get a one-page website for $99, and if you like it, that's great. Here's the thing, does it tell people what it is that you do? Is it easy for them to locate it and find it? That's great if you can do all of those things with your website. The important thing is to know that your website can be a work in progress. So you don't want to stop at a one-pager if your business has grown to a point where you have more products and services that need to be explained or described, or if you have upgraded to a point where you need e-commerce, or if you've upgraded to a point where you need downloadable things on your website. So just keep that in mind. So then the next thing is going to be knowing that your website, it has to grow along with you. That's very important, but knowing that when it grows along with you, it is going to require more investment. So your options really are, you can either learn how to do it yourself or you can pay a professional to do it. There's not a whole lot of in between, but you do have to understand that having an online presence is important from a branding and a marketing perspective. So this has been kind of like a theme. What I can tell you is that you have to invest in yourself, and your website is one of those things that you will be doing to invest in your business. Number two, it is a tax write-off, just like everything else that we've talked about. Number three, if you don't know anything about websites, stop being cheap. Go get a professional to do it. Find a solution that works for you, and just understand that you're going to get what you pay for. You can't go and look at the number one website like a Nike website or like a Walmart website and then expect your website to be that caliber and you only have $99.99. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your shopping. Understand that your investment in your website is going to be as much as you can afford, but it also, you can grow. So just know that if you have one page today, as you grow revenue and as your business grows, your website can grow with you. But the key here is knowing that number one, you should have one. Number two, make sure that you are either taking the time to learn how to put it together for yourself, or you are hiring a professional. Because remember, when it comes to your brand and when it comes to your marketing, those items are very important, and you want to make sure that you are representing them in the best possible light, not only from a revenue standpoint, but also from the experience standpoint, because it's very important for your customers or clients to be able to easily find you so that they can spend their money with you. So that is my episode for today. Entrepreneur Pitfall number 26 is making sure that you have a website. And then we are going to do another video today. Thank you guys for watching. I wanted to give a shout out today to Sean Codner. It is his birthday. So happy birthday, Sean Ski. You are loved. And the other thing I want to tell you guys is please make sure that you are subscribing. We're doing pretty good. I think that we've reached something like 65. And that's probably the same number that I've been saying to you guys, but our goal is 100 for the month. So we're doing pretty good. We're trending well. We're at 65. So if you get the opportunity, tap on the red button that says subscribe and wait. And we appreciate you. Until next time, which is probably going to be in about 15 minutes. We'll talk to you again soon.